What's up guys, Lethal Leslie here, and today we're back with another episode of player predictions. Guys, we're going through some of the top Prem teams at the moment, and today we're going to be doing Manchester City, the champions, guys. A lot of upgrades in this one, obviously, because they just absolutely smashed it last year. A lot of good players, and yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this one. It's an exciting team, and it's a team I do enjoy watching, guys. So if you like this kind of video, if you can like the video, obviously it helps the channel a lot. And if you want to see more, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button, guys, and there's plenty more of these coming on the channel very soon. And let's get into it, guys. So the first page here, as you can see, we've got three players. We've gone for Edison, Kompany, and John Stones. Let's start off with Edison, guys. I think he had a great season last season. He went from an 83 rated to an 84 with the winter upgrades. And I think he's going to go up one more to an 85, guys. I think he had a really good season. I think he's a really solid keeper. And I think City have got themselves a keeper for a long time there. So I put him at an 85. He might possibly get up to an 86. I think he's definitely going to get an upgrade on the 84. But I think 85 is about right, guys. Next up, we have Vincent Kompany. Now, Kompany I haven't put up because he's basically at a good level already at 85. You know, that's a good rating. And, you know, he's obviously not getting any younger. He does have a lot of injuries. And, you know, maybe he'll go up to an 86. I can't see him dropping. He had a really good season when he played, guys. But obviously he didn't play all the time. And, you know, stuff like stamina and stuff like that, all that will just bring his rating. Like, he'll struggle to get too high at this age anyway. But I think 85 solid. It's a really high rating anyway. And he's actually really good in the game, FIFA 18. So hopefully he's just as good in FIFA 19. He's a real good option for a solid centre-back. If he had a bit more pace, he'd be one of the best, guys. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Kompany, and I think 85 is a rating that he's going to hold, and a fair rating, guys. So next up we have the World Cup star John Stones. He had a really good World Cup. He didn't have the best season for City. He looked okay when he played, but overall he kind of got pushed out by Mende and Kompany. He was definitely third choice behind them last season, which obviously is a bit of a shame for him. But I think this season he's going to come back strong. He had a really good World Cup. He's still growing as a player. He's still very, very young. And I've given him an upgrade of 2, guys. He was a 79. He got an upgrade to 80 in the winter. And I've given him a +2 upgrade again, making him an 82 rated centre-back. His card looks solid. He always has very good passing. He's obviously decent in defence, and he's got decent pace as well. But with a few special cards, the John Stones cards next year could be really, really strong, guys. So that is page number 1 done. Let's go ahead and jump over to page number 2, where we have a few more defenders here, guys. We're going to start with Mende. Although he had a really bad World Cup, he did have a really good season for City. For me personally, he's still a bit of a liability. I can still feel like there's a mistake in Mende if you get at him kind of thing with your wingers or whatever. But I've kept him at 85. I'm sure that's what he is in this one. He might have had an upgrade in the winter again from an 84 to an 85. Don't quote me on that one, but I've put him at an 85, guys. I don't see him getting downgraded. I don't think there's any reason for him to get downgraded, although I may be wrong. But he's definitely not going to get above 85 either. So I'm thinking 85 is a really good estimate for Mende. Up next we have Kyle Walker. I've kept him at an 84. 84 is a really high rating for like a winger like Kyle Walker. A right back like Kyle Walker. So I think that's about right for him. I don't think he's, you know, I don't think he's an 85, 86 rated player. He's a good player, but I think 84 is where it's at. He's so solid on the game anyway. And he'll probably get used so much if he does have the 84. But I feel quite confident that it's going to be an 84 rated, guys. Next up, we have Benjamin Mende. Now, this guy is an exciting player. I really hope he stays fit this season because he started last season for City. And, you know, he looked so good in the start until he got that big injury. He's such a positive guy. He didn't let it get him down. And he's back, guys. So hopefully this season he will be smashing it at left back for City. And I've given him an upgrade just because he's a growing player. 78 was a bit low for him anyway. You know, he played well at the start of the game for City. And you know what? It's probably maybe a bit optimistic by me, this one. He may not get an upgrade like this. But I've given him it because I just think it looks like the kind of card he deserves. He's a good player and I bet he'll have a big season. I'm tipping this lad for a big season for City this year, guys. Let's go over to the next 3 players. And it is still more defenders in a lot of ways, guys. We have Laporte, who I've dropped by 1. And that was just because he had a sluggish season. He didn't really get into the, he didn't get into the World Cup squad. He also said that he was actually jealous of the World Cup winners. Not in a nasty way, but, you know, he admitted that seeing them win the World Cup was hard for him, guys. Hopefully he'll come back stronger. He didn't have a great season for City. He didn't play that much, and he did end up playing quite a bit out of position. But, you know, he could have a massive season this season, depending on how Mende and Kompany do. He could be straight in from the start, guys. He might get a chance right at the start of the season as well, because Kompany and John Stones have both been in the World Cup, so you could see him starting right at the start of the season for City. But I give him a drop down from an 84 to an 83. I think that's a fair rating for him. I don't think he needs to go any lower than that, and it'll be interesting to see how he does this season, guys. Next up, we have Danilo. Now, I've kept him the same. He's got plenty of quality, Danilo, but he just never seems to tie down the position. You know, he's got Kyle Walker on one side, he's got Mende on the other side. So he's not going to tie down this position, but I think he's a really, really strong squad player. A player I wouldn't mind having just in my squad. If he was playing for Liverpool, I'd be very happy to have him in and around the squad, to be honest with you. So I think they've got a good player there. I don't think he deserves to go up. I don't think he deserves to go down. We've kept him the same at 78, guys. Next up, we have Fabian Delph. I put him in the centre mid. He may also be a left back. He covered a lot on left back, left wing back, and left back last season for Manchester City when Mende was injured. And yeah, he's an all-round industrial player. Another player you just wouldn't mind having on your bench. He's a good... See, if you've got a few good players like that are just there when they need them, and Delph is a perfect example of a player that can come in and do a job in centre mid, left back. You could probably play him in other positions. You know he's going to work hard for the squad. And he's a good player to bring on later on if you just need a bit of energy as well. He's always full of energy, Delph. And I put him at 78, which I think is an upgrade of 1. I think he's well worthy of 1 upgrade as well. So we'll see how this one goes. And yeah, Delph's just a good little player, guys. Let's move on to the next 3 players. We have Fernandinho, Gundogan, and Bernardo Silva. So this is a consistent page of 84s, guys. 2 of them have been downgraded. Fernandinho, now that I look at it, may be a little bit harsh to downgrade him. He went from an 82 all the way up to an 85, and I brought him down to an 84 again. With the position he plays at CDM, it is hard to climb as high as people like Kante. You have to be literally the best in the world. As you see, they don't really get up to the 90s and stuff when you're a CDM on the game. Busquets is an example of someone who's been the best in the world and only ever made it to like an 87, guys. He just doesn't get any higher. Fernandinho, I feel like that should be an 85. But like it's an 84 on here, but let's say 84, 85, because I feel like he probably will hold rating. But like I said, he's still going to be a very good card, but I don't know if I've made the right decision taking him down to an 84, guys. Next we have Gundogan, who I've dropped down by 1. I was tempted to drop him down by 2. He's gone from an 85 to an 84, but I was tempted to put him to an 83. A lot of it is just because his game time isn't strong for City. You have to play a lot of games to build up on... With EA, you have to play a lot of games to build that rating. You can't just play well for 20 games a season. You have to play well for 40, 50 games a season if you want to get those top end ratings. And Gundogan just never seems to do that. So he's always going to struggle to get upgrades. And 85 is already a high rating. So I decided to bring him back down to an 84. And I think that's about what he will get, guys. Bernardo Silva, very similar. You can see the quality in Bernardo Silva when he plays for City. But he's just not playing as much as some of the other players. So I think they'll keep him at an 84. Because it's like, yes, you're a good player. You've done well. 84 is a good rating for you. But you're not getting boosted because you're not a first team player. Right, well, he is a first team player, but you're not the number 1 on the team sheet. You're not playing 40 games a season. And I think he will become a massive player on the game in the years to come. I can see him being maybe a centre mid, a very David Silva, very similar to David Silva. But I think 84 is about right for now, guys. Let's move on to the next page, and this is the big boys now. I've actually kept De Bruyne at 91, which is a huge rating, guys, on the game. It's a huge rating. I've kept him from 91. He actually got an upgrade from 89 to 91, and well deserved. He is without a doubt the best passer of the ball in the Premier League. So I've given him the highest passing rating at 92, guys. If it's not a 90 plus his passing, it's a joke. He is without a doubt the best centre mid in the Premier League, in my opinion. He was insane last season, and the only person close to him is the guy next to him, guys. David Silva, who I've given a +1 upgrade from 89 to 90. I think he deserves it. He's in an age now. He's only got a few years left, but now is the time to appreciate him. He deserves that 90 rating. Last season, he just converted me completely. I was never too keen on David Silva. Of course, I could see his qualities, guys, but I never really thought he was that good a player. But last season, the man converted me completely. The way he played was outstanding throughout the season, and he definitely deserves an 89 or 90 again. He should not be dropped. Personally, I give him a 90, guys. Next up, we have Riyad Mahrez, who was an 84, 83, up to an 84 in the winter, and I've given him an upgrade again to an 85. I basically just give him the upgrade, to be honest, because he's moved to City. EA will look at that and they'll want to give him a boost. They do tend to do that kind of thing when a player goes to a bigger club. And I think 85 is a fair rating. He's not going to hit the 86 mark, surely. 85 seems like a good rating for Riyad Mahrez, and he's actually a really fun card to use on last FIFA, FIFA 17. I haven't really used him on this one, so hopefully it'll be really fun again on the next one, guys. Next up, we have the front three. There's only 4 players left on this. I'm sure you can guess who's on the last page, guys. But here we have Sané, Gabrielle Hey Zeus, and Raheem Sterling. Now, Sané, I've boosted to an 85. He got boosted from an 82 to an 84 last season. He had a brilliant season. Let's just make him an 85. I think that's what he's worthy of. He may still be an 84. I can definitely not see him hitting 86. So I've gone down the middle, 85. I think he's well deserving of that. Next up, we have Gabrielle Hey Zeus, guys, who's an 84 rated for me here. He's an 83 on the game now. He's about to get a footies, maybe even tonight as I'm recording this, which I will definitely be getting. But I don't think he's worthy of going up past 84 just yet, guys. Another good season. Maybe he'll be an 85, 86 next season. But as it builds, you know, with FIFA, you had to build your rating over the years. They will not just give you an amazing rating for one good year. I think an 84 is where he's at right now. Another good season. He could be looking at 85, 86. Something like that, guys. Next up, we have Raheem Sterling. Now, Raheem the Dream is building his rating very nicely on FIFA. And he's gone all the way from a 69 when he broke through at Liverpool. He is now an 85 rated card for me on the next FIFA, guys. He had a really good season last season. His finishing is terrible, guys. I don't know why when Raheem Sterling hits a ball, it just doesn't finish as well as when anyone else hits a ball. I don't know what's going on with that. He needs to work on that, because if he puts that part of his game together, he will really just be one of the best wingers in the world. But yeah, that's just the part that lets him down, guys. He would probably be an 87 right now if he had that electric finishing. He just doesn't have it. He may get it in the future. You never know. This could be a season. He had a really good season last season, and I think 85 is about right for Raheem Sterling. Now, the last player, guys, on his own here is Sergio Agero. I've kept him at an 89 rated. I'm sure that's what he is on this FIFA, an 89 rated. He's not better than David Silva for me in that City team. He's not better than De Bruyne. So that's the reason I kept him at his 89. He's still an outstanding player, guys. And let's just hope FIFA make him good. In my opinion, over the last X amount of years since he's been at City, you get Sergio Agero and he's just never the best player on the game. It's like you can get other players that are just as good as him and a lot lower rated. He needs to be amazing on the game, guys. Why is Aguero never amazing on the game? He should be better than what they're giving him. And an 89 rating, I think, is fair for him. So that is my predictions for Manchester City, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of my predictions, if you think they're right or wrong or whatever like that. I might have a vote running. Always look for a vote on my videos, guys. I always try and put a little poll up in the top as well. And that's where I'm going to leave the video. If you liked the video, subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching, as always, and take it easy.